Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I got yelled at by my wife about the dishwasher and all this stuff. A long time ago, I told my audience that I get yelled at about not unloading the dishwasher sometimes, and so yesterday, I can't believe. Look, many people in this crypto thing, they want to get rich, they want to do this. I've said it before. What I want is to never have to unload the dishwasher again and never have to take out the trash again, because I had to do all of that yesterday and I don't like doing it. I want my dynasty to be so big that I have a button I can push and the dishwasher is automatically unloaded, or someone does it, or they take the trash out for me, because those are just a couple of things in life I don't like. And I also really don't like getting yelled at about it when I haven't done them. But that's my reality, okay? Riz XRP sent me this. This is the CEO of Goldman Sachs.
I said I'd get to crypto. Has the Solomon family changed its view on crypto? Do you own Bitcoin or Ethereum personally?
I don't personally own Bitcoin or Ethereum, and I don't have a strong view. When you say I've changed my view, I don't know what you think my view is. My view on Bitcoin, for example, is I really don't know, but it's really not something, individually that's important to me.
Right.
I'm a big believer.
See, if we had journalists anymore, here's the follow-up question. Does Goldman Sachs have they ever had exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum? And then the next question is, did Goldman Sachs buy any Ethereum in the pre-sale? Because we know for a fact that there were Goldman Sachs programmers that were a part of the creation of Ethereum. And by the way, did JP Morgan buy any? Because we know Joseph Lubin was hiding whales. Were Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan any of the whales that bought Ethereum in the pre-sale? Because we know that both of them had people there before the pre-sale. But see, Andrew Ross Sorkin, he's paid to carry the narrative, and so he can't ask questions that a journalist would ask, even though that's what he calls himself.
In the digitization that is occurring and the disruption that's occurring in the way financial services are delivered, as I said to you, both for institutions and for individuals. I think it's a massive shift. We're trying to participate in it based on what we're doing around Goldman Sachs Marcus and our digital banking platform.
I've told you before, he just said it. Goldman Sachs Marcus. Marcus is their, Marcus Goldman, my understanding, I think it was Marcus Goldman was the name of one of the heirs to the Goldman Sachs, or whoever created Goldman Sachs. Marcus, or I think it was Marcus Goldman. Anyway, they call their new platform that's like an app you and I can download Marcus. And I said it a long time ago. If you go and look at Marcus right now, there's nothing having to do with crypto on it. But I'll guarantee you their plan all along, and I believe Backed is going to be the back end of that. Marcus will be where you can go to Goldman. That's what I think Gary Gensler is there for. At some point, and I've said this for years, at some point, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and the boys are going to step forward, and Goldman's going to hold up their Marcus app and say, hey, now you can transfer your digital assets onto our platform. You trust me on this. They are not going to create a multi-trillion-dollar, the first new asset class since the creation of bonds, and not corral all of those new assets and all of that new wealth into the Wall Street firms. That was the plan for a long time. I think Gary Gensler's a part of that plan. I think that's why he was put there. There's a reason that there's a revolving door between the SEC and Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan and all of that. I think they were all playing their roles, and prove me wrong.
Clients in it?
I'm sorry?
You want your clients in it?
I want our clients to do what they think they want to do. As a speculative asset, is it interesting? And are some of our clients participating? Absolutely. But whether it goes up or down, my guess is, look at the last week. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. I don't know what the permanent state of Bitcoin.
I want you to think. Sorry to keep stopping this, but there's another thought in my mind that's always bothered me about this crypto space. Think about this for a minute, folks. You and I, and I've said it several times over the last few years. Why have we not had? We know for a fact that there's institutional grade custody. Coinbase does it for their institutional clients. Even iTrustCapital, they have institutional grade custody through Coinbase Custody and Curve. So we know that level of custody is there. Why has it not been provided to retail investors? Nobody's really addressed that or answered that question. Why has it not been provided to retail investors? I believe there's a very simple reason for that. I believe that for the last 3 years, all the Wall Street people have been getting their custody / their platforms ready to introduce to people. And I believe that people like Gary Gensler and the boys and all the people that these guys control in government, part of their role has been to stall everything and keep everybody in this regulatory purgatory until those Wall Street guys were ready. Mark my words, you are going to see them open up, and all of a sudden, we're going to have a place that we can send our crypto, and they're going to say, well, now you can trust us because we've been doing custody for stocks and bonds and everything else for all these years, and we're the guys you can trust. So just send those digital assets to us. And by the way, most of them are securities, and so you have to put them with us because only Gary Gensler can approve a securities license for any of these crypto exchanges, and he just doesn't feel like doing it. Does any of that sound like it might make sense? Because I believe that's exactly what the plan has always been. And there's only a handful that are going to get to have those securities licenses that are already in crypto.
But I think Bitcoin is really not the key thing. The key thing is how can blockchain or other technologies that are not developed yet accelerate the pace of the digitization of the way financial services are delivered. And I just talked to you about our digital bank. You know that we just made an announcement out at AWS reInvent about a platform, the financial cloud, that we're building in partnership with AWS for institutional clients. All of that is the changing of the digital processes that kind of lubricate the way financial services are delivered. And I think that's a big opportunity, and we're excited about that.
And that gives
Now, have you noticed for the last 3 years, all these people have talked about is digital assets for their institutional clients. And all that means is, this is how the rich stay rich and get richer, is they're putting all their institutional, that's phase one, get all their institutional clients in the game. Then, oh, hey, by the way, retail can now do this on Marcus and all these other platforms that are Wall Street based. Okay? Now all the retail can come. And what happens to those institutional clients who got in ahead? Their investments go up. This is how the game's played. This is what they've been doing for all these years, folks. All right, this morning, the dip was bought by the digital asset investor, but I'm not yet done. This morning, I bought XRP and XLM. I think on the next wave, I'm going to buy some of those, but I'm also going to get Algorand. I've told you that's what I'm doing. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I'm doing. Now, I saw this morning. As you know, I don't talk about three-letter agencies on this channel. But someone said that this three-letter agency has established several projects on crypto. And this person said, like Bitcoin. and the reason I thought that was so cool is because I'm not saying it's that three-letter agency, but it might be this one. I've always said I believe this was created by government. I don't know which government, but I believe it was created by government. And I'll give you I've told my theory on that before. I believe that the U.S. government knew that the game was up for the U.S. dollar a long time ago. And it's not just me talking. I'll show you. I believe they knew that game was up a long time ago. I believe when the financial crisis of 2008 hit, that they were very concerned that people, when they started bailing out all their buddies, that the investing public might hit the exits. And Bitcoin just happens to come out right then. They wrote something in the Bitcoin code to make it look like a libertarian movement. Because at the time, a lot of people, like myself, were saying, oh, when the financial crisis happened, I did it myself. Well, this tells me right now that we can't trust our government. This financial system is a house of cards. So what did people like me do? People like me, we started listening to guys like Peter Schiff and Max Kaiser and talking about gold, and they were talking about how irresponsible what the government was doing. And so what did we all do? We started trying to look into gold. What happened with me? Back in 2013, right in the midst of that, I discovered this thing called Bitcoin. Right in the middle of it, folks, right in the middle of it. I believe all of that was by design. I believe that whoever the government is, probably the U.S. government, whoever created it, they wanted people like me to have an option that we saw, hey, this could be better than gold. So that money, and at the same time, all the media was saying, oh, that can't be trusted. That's for money laundering. In other words, they were making people think that they could hide their money in that and not and achieve the one thing that physical gold and silver represents to people, which is this can protect me from a government gone wild and they can't get it. I can bury it in my backyard. I believe that's why Bitcoin was created, to create that escape. If all the money escaped, the government hates you investing in physical gold and silver. And so they created something that it could escape to, that they could later control. There you go. You don't have to believe me, but I'm just telling you, I've been in this for a long time. Oh, look at this. Breaking: Russia and India have abandoned the US dollar in mutual settlements. All payments are made in rubles and rupees, the Director General of whatever that is said on Tuesday. Now, to reiterate my point, folks, do you remember that I've shown you this before? This was a digital currency wars that was done at Harvard back in 2019. Gary Gensler was one of the people on the panel. They literally ran a simulation. What happens if, and they created it like the U.S. is behind, and all of a sudden China has a digital yuan, and they're going to try to replace SWIFT. And they ran a whole digital currency war simulation. And what I've always said on this channel is, are you telling me that the U.S. government ran this in a public forum, and this is the first time they thought about it? When I first saw this, I was like, well, they're trying to make it look like they're behind. Well, just goes hand in hand with what I'm saying here, folks. Now, John Deaton did a great thread this morning, okay? And I'm gonna kind of back up John's point here. He says how a couple of rulings and a bull market could transform XRP into the only altcoin with clarity. There's a way for Ripple case to end. Somebody just texted me. There's a way for the Ripple case to end and all parties win. It requires two things. One, favorable rulings for Ripple on fair notice and on the deliberative process privilege. An altcoin bull market causing XRP to surpass its all-time high, for example, hitting $5 or higher. Ripple owns over 50 billion XRP. $5 XRP equals Ripple being worth $250 billion, significantly more valuable than Morgan Stanley or Goldman Sachs. If Judge Torres denies SEC's motion to strike the fair notice defense and Judge Netburn overrules SEC's claim that the Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP documents are privileged, Gary Gensler and the SEC could be facing very significant precedent-setting loss with huge implications. Those implications could cause the SEC to avoid a trial or summary judgment. If XRP were to hit $5, Ripple could sell 10% of the monthly unlocked escrow and pay settlement fine totaling as high as $500 million, providing Gary Gensler with a big public victory and bragging rights. It would be one of the biggest settlements in SEC history. If settlement includes a declaration that ongoing sales of XRP are not securities, XRP gets relisted and clarity is established, the SEC can use the money to create a fund that helps reimburse harmed XRP holders. Gensler gets credit helping his political chances. Ripple goes public and immediately becomes one of the most valuable fintech companies in the world, replacing SWIFT. XRP returns to battling Ether for number 2 spot. XRP holders get to finally see which technology wins. Does everyone win in an above scenario? The SEC wins, Ripple wins, XRP holders who never sold win. But what about other crypto projects? If the above scenario happens, ironically, only Bitcoin and XRP would be safe. Can Ethereum investors honestly say they're not worried? ADA. During their investigation, Gasparino, Eleanor Terrett spoke to former SEC officials. Listen to what Gasparino said on the Liz Clayman show.
Remember, they both kind of agreed on a lot of this stuff involving what is a security coming under the SEC's regulatory umbrella and what isn't. Bitcoin, not. Ethereum, not, according to both of them.
Not a security.
Not a security, according to Clayton, and probably, we don't know about Gensler. He's gone, he's all over the place with that. I think he's waiting for the Ripple case to determine whether to go back and ding Ethereum, to be honest with you. That's how crazy this is getting. But they both agree on Ripple. And, why that wasn't brought up, why they didn't mention that is just beyond me. Listen, I know it's a very controversial subject, Liz. We brought it up. Ellie Terran and I did a huge investigation on this. It is consuming the crypto regulatory world. I can't understand why they didn't do it. John Deaton, though, says expect more regulation. That was the sort of...
Okay. And then he says, after investigating, Gasparino concludes that it's possible that Gensler is waiting on the outcome of the Ripple case. Then he may go after Ether. The outcome isn't limited to winning on the merits. The outcome could be a huge settlement. There's a reason Gensler won't comment on whether he believes Ether is a security. It's because he wants the option of going after them. What's crazy ironic is that with Gensler at the helm, the lawsuit could ultimately give Ripple and XRP an advantage moving forward. Now, folks, now think about this. And then I'll try to end this thing. I'm going to do a couple other things. But anyway, think about this for a minute. If you're Brad Garlinghouse or Chris Larson, you don't mind settling, I wouldn't imagine. It's an argument over price, but you can't do it without the clarity. Brad Garlinghouse has said it. You don't accomplish anything if you don't get clarity for XRP. So here's what I do if I'm Brad Garlinghouse. If I'm Brad Garlinghouse or Chris Larson, I say, yeah, okay, I'll settle with you. I'll even give you your, let's say Gary Gensler wants the record settlement in the history of settlements. Let's say it was $100 million or whatever. It's not, but let's say it was $100 million. Well, if I'm Brad Garlinghouse's attorney, I say, okay, fine. You give us clarity and you let me sell XRP to pay the $100 million fine in tiers over time after the settlement is announced, thus, which is going to drive that price nuts, and everybody knows it. That way, have I really lost anything if I'm Brad Garlinghouse? In other words, if the price of XRP is 80 cents now, but it's $5 in a very short period of time, $5 to $20 even, in a very short period of time after there's an announcement of settlement, what do I care? And then here's this other thing. Well, how do you get clarity? Because they have to provide clarity. And how does the SEC, this is the other major question. Listen close, folks. How does the SEC, because when they filed the suit, they said, well, XRP is not decentralized. That's a part of the whole suit. What's different now? What would provide the SEC a little cover in that settlement? Well, this is just me thinking out loud, but do you remember that little thing when we had this XRP ledger hiccup the last few days? Remember when Dietze Vind was all upset and he says, we need help and the nodes everything's locked up and all that. And there was a website and the XRP community all over the world could contribute. And the reason they could is because it's decentralized. And they did. And then he came out and he said it's mind-blowing and these recurring donations also cover electricity. And remember that he has his own company. He's not with Ripple. And you remember also that David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, remember, SEC lawsuit says this is all because of Ripple, right? Well, the CTO of Ripple, the man who would be right on deck, no pun intended, helping to fix this, just happens to be in Antarctica, the one place on the planet Earth where he could not participate in helping with the problems with the XRP ledger. And here's the proof. He is literally in Antarctica. In fact, I've been watching some of his videos here. Looks like he's taking a cruise to Antarctica. I like this one right here. Check this out. He is literally in Antarctica, not working on the XRP ledger, thus proving that XRP is decentralized. I would like to be having this glass of wine on the boat with David Schwartz. In fact, I'm going to ask David Schwartz what cruise he went on because I want to do that. That looks like fun. I don't know if I want to be cold like that. I might just stay inside. I might stay in with this guy and have a few glasses of wine. But anyway, I think you get the point, folks. I think, well, I'm going to go ahead and make this video a little bit, maybe, well, you know what, I'll cover this in the next video. But before I go, I do want to show you this. Today, this is important. You can go register right now because it starts at, I believe, at 11 o'clock Eastern time. And you can go, if you sign up on Link2, it's for their Global Investor Conference. And if you use promo code Lisbon, you can win a week-long trip to Lisbon. And look who's going to be in their global conference today. This is interesting, folks. If you go down to, I think it's right around here. Okay. That one, and then you got this one. This one right here is the one. So digital asset, they're going to do digital asset predictions 2022. JP Terrett, CEO of Uphold, Greg Kidd, CEO of Global ID, Karim Narani from Link2. They're going to have the guys from Link2 and these guys in here. But look at this. It says 1 year ago, Ripple was valued at $10 billion and Coinbase at $8 billion in the private markets. The SEC filed their suit against Ripple on December 22nd. Coinbase went on to IPO at 10 times due to the crypto market surge. Ripple also benefited from the surge, expanding their platform, customer base, and revenue, but their valuation and IPO have been on hold due to the action. What will happen when the dust settles for Ripple? We take a look at the actual numbers and comparisons as if the SEC suit was settled. At what price point would Ripple debut if this action were behind them? In addition, we'll be announcing our December special offer. Use your Uphold wallet in December until the 31st to make an investment, and Link2 will put $1,000 worth of XRP back into your wallet. Invest in Ripple, the private equity, during December using XRP from your Uphold wallet, and we will increase it to $1,500 in XRP. How cool is that, folks? So you can go on there. The minimum investment and it's only for accredited investors is minimum investment is $10,000. And so if you buy Ripple Labs, they'll give you $1,500 in XRP back, or any other issue, they'll give you $1,000 back. And they just added, they kept selling out. Looks like they're fully subscribed on Link2, fully subscribed on Kraken, and then they've got some more Ripple, and they've got some more Uphold. So go to linqto.com, check it out. I'm a digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that my wife yelled at me yesterday about the dishwasher not being unloaded. Thanks.